the weight is falling down. My God.
Thank you very much, man. I love doing the London Bridge song. I did that like, I did it last week, and there was an American guy, and he didn't know the word. I thought he knew the words, but he didn't know the words. So I put the microphone up to him, and I said, London Bridge is falling down. And he said, I thought it was quite a good guess, actually. Not bad. Same sentiment. The third time it fell down was the Victorian London Bridge. Actually, technically, it started sinking, it wasn't falling down. But this time, the British government were like, we're tired of wasting all of our money on these damn London bridges. What we're going to do is we're going to get some money back. We're going to take this one and we're going to put it up for sale, for auction. They auctioned it off for $2.5 million to this guy called Mr. McCullough of McCullough Oil in Arizona. Hey guys! Bought it, he shipped it to Arizona, and it's still there today. It's over the Havasu Lake, so there are now actually 2 London bridges in the world. Going under Cannon Street Railway Bridge here. The Cannon Street Railway Station, it's a pity there's not much left of the original Victorian building. This building used to have a beautiful glass dome ceiling, but in World War II, they were afraid that this glass ceiling would be a perfect target for the Nazis to bomb. So they took the whole ceiling off the building, moved it to a warehouse for safekeeping. And you can almost guess what happened. The Germans did never bomb the train station, but they bombed the warehouse. So lost the ceiling anyway, sadly. But the old pictures are really beautiful. Well now guys, we're coming back up to the lonely bridge here again, Suffolk Bridge. Now one thing that is really cool, and you can just about see them now, it's just about dark enough. This is the last remaining gas-lit bridge in London. So you can see all those little lamps up there. Those are proper gas lamps, just like back in the day. So the other lamps you see on the other bridges sort of copy the look. They're all electric except for this.
I'm not for you, not talking to one.
Well, you might also recognize this bridge from the movie Mary Poppins. This is the bridge that used to sit on the bridge. Hey, hey miss! Hello!
I do.
To this skinny little bridge here. This skinny little bridge in front of us is officially called the Millennium Bridge. We call this one the Wobbly Bridge. This bridge, this is what beat the London Eye to be the landmark for London for the millennium, this skinny little bridge. But the reason we call it the Wobbly Bridge is because when it opened in the year 2000, it was so wobbly and so wibbly that all the people who walked across felt very, very sick, and they began to vomit over the side of the bridge. Not just 1 or 2 people, dozens and dozens of people. Which is not good news if you're a river cruise tour guide up here, let me tell you. So this bridge was only open for 2 weeks, and they had to close it for 2 years and get a NASA engineer to help them install 91 dampeners to take the wobble out of this bridge. So it no longer wobbles if you do want to walk across it. But we still call it the Wobbly Bridge. We won't forget those brave river cruise tour guides. They got vomited on for our freedom, sir. You also might recognize this bridge from the movie Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This was getting attacked by the Death Eaters. It was also in the Guardians of the Galaxy, getting attacked and blown up. It was also in London Has Fallen, getting attacked and blown up. Something bad's about to happen, whatever the movie. Hollywood loves it. So let's give a wave on the Wobbly Bridge. Hello! Hey, Wobbly Bridge! On the left-hand side here, we have this big tall stone tower. This used to be a chimney stack because this building used to be the Bankside power station. Now the Tate Modern, largest collection of modern art anywhere in the world, also free to visit. Definitely check out the Tate. Oh, speaking of Harry Potter, on our right-hand side, this is the City School of London. That's where Daniel Radcliffe went to school before he became Harry Potter. Now, coming up directly on our left-hand side, straight ahead, you can see there's this building with a sort of funny bump on the side. So this building, officially, it's called Blackfriars #1. But all good buildings in London have got lots of silly nicknames. So some people call this one the Cocktail Shakers. Some people call this one the Boomerang.
Look at it. All the food. Just
Some
last
people
year.
call this one the Kim Kardashian. I'll let you work out. Now coming back up to the Blackfriars Bridges again, and if you remember, there's these red pillars in between the two bridges. So those red pillars, they used to hold up St. Paul's Railway Bridge, which was actually the first bridge to ever bring steam engines across the river Thames. But just like all of our bridges, it started falling apart. So in the 1980s, they started to deconstruct it, and as they were deconstructing it, they started to build the two new bridges around it. However, when they went to finally remove those red pillars, they realized the Victorians had built them so well, the only way to take them out would be to use dynamite. And if they did that, they'd end up blowing up the two new bridges they just built. So, just like all good buildings, they did them now, which no one knows. I think we should put something on top. You might also notice that there's some carvings of birds at the top of the pillars. One thing that's quite cute about that is on the side we've just gone past there's saltwater birds, and on the side that's just emerging here there's the freshwater birds. And the reason for that is because this is the point in the river that the Victorians believed the saltwater and the freshwater met. Now these days we know that's not true. That's why they've got two different types of birds on the side. Now on the right hand side here we can see there's a lot of construction going on. We see the workers out here day and night working away because they are installing London's brand new sewer system. Apparently the pipes going into this sewer system are so big you could fit 2 double-decker buses through them at the same time. You thought your commute was bad, huh? But also, just like everything in London, we can't just give it a normal name, we have to give it a silly nickname. So the new sewage system has been christened the Super Hooper. Of course. There we go. Yes, standing ovation for that fun. And on the right hand side here, guys, speaking of sewage, this whole embankment, this whole Victorian era embankment was actually built out. The river used to be much wider at this point, but this embankment was built out to accommodate the Baseljet system, which was very early and innovative at the time. So thanks to that early Victorian sewage system and the more modern technology we're installing now, even though it has a very bad reputation, the River Thames is now actually one of the cleanest rivers in the whole world, or urban rivers I should say. So we've got about 125 different types of sea life living in the River Thames. And I do say sea life because again this is a saltwater river, this is a brackish river. So we've got seahorses in the River Thames. We've got seals in the River Thames. There are actually some seals up near the Houses of Parliament in the River Thames. We've got dolphins in the River Thames. And of course, sharks. 6 foot long tope sharks have actually been spotted in the River Thames. Now they wouldn't be this far up, but closer to Tower Bridge and Canary Wharf, so that's where you start to see them down there. Now speaking of wildlife, if you look on the right hand side here, you can see there are all these green lion heads along the quay here with little rings in their mouths. Now those are traditional mooring points where boats would be tied up to in Victorian times. And when you exit today, when you go over the glass bridge, if you look to your right side, you'll be able to see those lion heads up close. But those lion heads, they're mooring points, but they also act as a kind of flood warning system. Because there's a poem about flooding and these lion heads in London. And the poem goes like this. When the lion heads are drinking, London is sinking. When the water's up to their mains, London's going down the drains. And when the lion heads are ducked, London is flooded. That's right, flooded. Of course not, just downstairs. Just about to say my job again. Oh yes, here we are. So just on the right hand side here, guys, is this long grey building. It's got this nice green dome in the middle. So that's Somerset House. If there's any art fans on board, that's a really nice art gallery in there. There's some Van Goghs and Monets in there. There's some pretty big time stuff in there. But it used to be the record keeping house for London. So all the births, deaths and marriages used to be recorded in that building, which is why it is called the Hatcham, Matcham and Dispatcham building. And now we are coming up to my personal favourite bridge, once again, Waterloo. Now Waterloo Bridge, this bridge is also sometimes called the Ladies' Bridge, because this bridge was built 100% by women during World War II when all the men were away fighting. In all of London's long history that was ever completed ahead of schedule and under budget. What a coincidence, huh? You want it done right, you know who to call. If you do want, and I'm sure if you guys are staying in London, you've got your accommodation sorted out. But if you are looking for a luxurious upgrade, we're going to have... Very reasonably priced as well. I believe the Royal Suite is only £18,000 a night. And now this is my favourite thing on the tour. This is the biggest thing we will see today. So if you look on the right hand side here, you can see there is this tall stone column. This is Cleopatra's Needle. It's older than London. It's 3,500 years old. It was a gift from the Egyptian government to the British government after they helped them fight Napoleon in the Battle of the Nile. If you look at the bottom of the obelisk, you can see there are 1, 2 sphinx. Now traditionally speaking, those sphinx should be facing upwards, so as to ward off evil. But the Victorians didn't know that, so they placed them facing inwards here, presumably sucking in all the evil that's around. This is literally the only place where you will ever see 2 sphinxes. Boat on the way back from Egypt and been missing at sea for 2 years before it was later recovered, because it partially floats due to the softer stone that's inside the centre. Possibly allegedly haunted as well, also. So just watch out. Now, guys, this is it. These are our last 2 bridges of the day, the Golden Jubilees. So let's see if we can get a couple more waves. Here we go. Hey, but you're genuinely the best wavers of the whole day. You got waves of every kind of amazing. Really. Now guys, we will be making our way back to the dock in 1 or 2 minutes. When we start the dock, we will ask you to remain sitting down, just for your own health and safety, because it gets a bit but if you do need some clothes, now before we do dock, guys, the last public execution in London took place in 1868, but the first tube line, the first subway, the Metropolitan line, opened up in 1863. So for 5 years there, you could have taken the subway to go watch someone be publicly executed, which is kind of crazy to think of those time periods intersecting. Now, if you do visit to hit the brakes. So Albert did the only thing he could do. He put his foot down, put the pedal to the level, and raced across over the 12-foot gap between the two halves of the bridge. This is actually version number 5 of St. Paul's. The 4th version burnt down in the Great Fire. Who can we get up here? Who can we get? Hello, sir! Like a little lookout. So these are the Black Friday road and rail bridges here. And you can see there's these slightly unusual red pillars in between the two bridges.
In United Kingdom,
You go like
you go like you go shopping.
Well, this was being designed in part that landed on the roof and burnt the original globe to the ground. So the one we can. Oh my goodness! Look at this! Waves from the lonely bridge. Of any bridge in London statistically. So that's very unlikely to happen. The clean bridge we just went underneath is London Bridge. And the bridge we can see in front right now, that's Tower Bridge. But don't feel bad if you ever mix these two up. Lots of people mix them up. Tourists mix them up. Google image search mixes them up. And you guys know what's her name? Do you know Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas? Well, she's got a song called London Bridge. She shot the music video on Tower Bridge. Well, guys, before we get there, guys, if you are going to take photos, please do stay sitting down, guys, just because the captain needs a clear line of sight. Thank you very much. But before we get to Tower Bridge, on the right-hand side here, guys, we got HMS Belfast. It's 11,500 tons of military history right here. HMS Belfast fires some of the opening shots in the D-Day landings in Normandy. HMS Belfast helped sink the SHIRE, which was Adolf Hitler's favourite ship and 3 times the size of HMS Belfast. It went on an incredibly dangerous mission through the Arctic.
We're in London Bridge.
To resupply the Soviet Union in World War II, which is why it is currently decorated in its Arctic camouflage. You can go on board HMS Belfast. Tickets are about £25, but if you're interested in naval history, gotta go on board HMS Belfast. Guys, here we are. The Tower Bridge. Relatively modern bridge, completed in 1894. But the Victorians designed it so it would sort of look older, so it would match with the Tower of London, from which it gets its name on the left. Advertising. Those are just windows that happen to be in the shape of a circle and an X and another little circle. And because there's no law against what shape your windows can be, they actually was. My favourite building on the right-hand side here, we have this red brick building, white stripes, tall grey tower with the green top. This is the OXO building right here. Do you guys know OXO cubes? OXO cubes, anybody? No, for making stock, for making beef gravy with. My favourite building on the right-hand side here, we have this red brick building, white stripes, tall grey tower with the green top. This is the OXO building right here. Do you guys know OXO cubes? OXO cubes, anybody? No, for making stock, for making beef gravy with. Now over here on the right-hand side, this big chunky looking building right here. This is the Royal National Theatre. King Charles once described this building as looking like the back end of a nuclear power plant, which he did not mean as a compliment. But it's not just King Charles that thinks this building is ugly. This building has won Britain's ugliest building competition 5 years in a row. And that's because this building and lots of the buildings along South Bank are built in the brutalist style of architecture. So it looks a little bit ugly to us, but it was very popular after World War II. It's sort of big and stocky, so it gives a sense of stability. If you want to see Parliament, there's been a palace on this site going all the way back to the Anglo-Saxons. This location right here used to be where the King and Queen lived, up until the rule of King Henry VIII. King Henry decided to move them all out to Whitehall, and he gave this building, or the building that was here at the time, I should say, over to the government, and it became the first Houses of Parliament. Now that building lasted until 1834, because in 1834, the Exchequer, the man in charge of the money, he was feeling a little cold. He was feeling a little chilly. So he decided to warm up by taking 2 carloads of talent and cheering, "Burn Parliament, burn! Burn Parliament, burn!"
Thank you.
One man did get arrested though for excessive cheering. So if you do want to cheer anything like that today, guys, you can just not too much. Now, those of you with a keen eye, you might have noticed that there is green and red bunting on the front of the Houses of Parliament. Now that is not coincidental. Green represents the House of... Anyone up here? This is a hard house. Clock tower in the whole wide world. You know it. You love it. Let's shout out its name on the count of 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I hate to be that guy, but technically speaking, if you said Big Ben, that is not correct. Technically speaking, that is the Elizabeth Tower. Big Ben doesn't actually refer to the clock, it refers to the 13-ton bell that is inside that clock. It was named after a guy called Benjamin Hall. He was the man in charge of all the workers who installed the bell. And by all accounts, Benjamin was a big, round, noisy man who always told the workers to work harder and work faster. So when they installed the bell, they said, you know what else is big and round and noisy? This bell. So we're going to name it. A couple of drinks does tend to make my commentary slightly more entertaining. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the most important rule. Whenever we go underneath any bridges today, we'll be going under 11 of them in total, you must wave to the people on the bridge. They love it, guys. We're like rock stars on here. They love it. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one time in London where you will be able to wave to people and they will actually wave back to you using more than 1 or 2 waves. The top deck is where I'm standing right now. If you guys want to take photographs, if you want to hold up your cameras and your phones, please feel free to do so. But we are going to ask you to remain sitting down throughout the entire cruise. Please do stay sitting down in your seats. That's for 2 reasons. Number 1, so you don't fall overboard and drown, which does sort of ruin the evening, I find. And the other reason is so our wonderful captains back there, Captain Chris and Captain Charlie.
But the day before yesterday, good. The day before yesterday. Let me show you guys. Sorry, say we don't call you.
Sorry. Don't worry, next time when they will come next month. About
today is the Silver Benito, which is operated by
Nice.
toilets located downstairs, situated at the back of the boat.
Closing things.
This is a safety announcement. This boat is licensed to carry 249 passengers. We maintain constant contact.
49 passengers. 249 passengers. Thank you.
This is my first time.
You need to never Abu Dhabi. So,
The lower saloons, put in a locker on the From the lower saloon, there are doors
my twin, that's my twin. Hey, what's up, people? How you guys doing? Are you seeing the London Eye? That's the London Eye. Up there, the London Eye is up there. Are you seeing? Alright, no problem. I go with you.
Welcome on board your London Eye River Cruise. Joining us on the lake cruise here.
I see camera. Sam. Hey, oh, see camera. About my phone, I can go with it.
Yes, darling. You're right.
All right, every one of you, we are here. Sam, Steve, everybody double tap, okay? Yeah. Let me go to the office.
We are going.
Baba. How far now? Baba, I greet you.
So this is our boat.
My brother, what would I do like?
This is how we started our boat cruise. Oh my God. Oh my God, can you guys say? Are you sure? Oh, yeah. Fine. Can you guys say?
Validation, free, aren't you? Yeah. And the CUO bridge trajectory. It's the original
Cruising.
You will enjoy this. Can you see that? One of them can take seat belt on the mirror. Man, that put them in me. They take seat belt na boat. Man, that say I'm there London. Go back to the family. Na mirror, one place to come in and one place to come in and mirror.
You guys see what he's saying? We want to do boat cruise and he's scared. Imagine. He's one that paid for it and he's scared. Look at his face. Look.
Kabuka River, Niger. This is London River. Ghana go London River.
Falling down, falling down.
Please, can you just, when I reach there, let me put seat belt.
You don't need that. This country is very, very safe.
Okay.
So they don't joke with people like, okay? So just enjoy yourself. I'm serious. No.
There's a one go 5 pound weight.
God forbid, not your portion. No. We are here to cruise.
Yeah, let's cruise. Yeah, cruising.
Cruising. They say it's cruising. I'm going to miss you guys, honestly speaking.
Don't worry, we'll come again.
I know.
Yes, we want to take her for cruise.
What do you mean? Is that what?
Boat cruise.
What is
Boat.
See that chicken money, they are very funny, you know. We're about to enter our boat, so we want to cruise. Boat cruise. Can you guys say? I want to cruise this summer.